welcome to my channel. My name is Clynis and today we are just going to make a little throwback on my year 2018. This was the year when I decided to share my art process on my mixed media, and I just wanted to show you all of the, well, most memorable, I would say, projects of that year or of the previous years. But in general, I just regularly made mixed media projects. So without further ado, let's get started. But first, I just want to say, excuse my hair because I washed it today and I forgot that I was going to film, and so she's a little bit unmanageable right now. So yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to share you a little backup story on why I got interested in doing mixed media art. It was 5 years ago, and I was watching in YouTube the projects of Gabriel Polaco. I don't want to butcher her name, but I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, I'm just going to leave a link down below in the description, and her, like, you guys, she is awesome. Like, her artworks are so incredible, and obviously as the years go by, I have I have discovered a lot of mixed media artists who are so unique, and their, like, art is such an amazing way of showing beauty. And anyway, I'm just going to show you my first ever mixed media project 5 years ago. I've done this as my birthday gift for my then boyfriend, now my husband, and this is how it looks like. Wow, she looks great in camera. But yeah, so what was going through my mind when I watched all the YouTube tutorials on mixed media art, I was like, well, it seems like you just have to stick on everything textured on the canvas. And so that's what I did with this project. I've tried my best not to butcher it, but I actually did with this part right here. See? This was actually like a cardstock that I bought from Etsy, and this was a beautiful cardstock, and then I stick it on the canvas, and then this is what happened. Anyway, and then this is like a vintage frame that I ordered from Amazon. If you look at the back, I just stick everything with a glue gun, which is too funny. I didn't really know anything about gel mediums, and although I've been seeing them, but I had to use what I had in my crafting supplies at that moment. So these were all, some of them were ordered online as well, like the metal embellishments, and some of them were my earrings, like these two pair of wings right here were my earrings, and I think this one too. Yeah, these were my earrings as well. And yes, I just bought some acrylic paints, some metal acrylic paints, and this is how it looks like. And this one, I actually did it myself as well. I've photoshopped his picture when we went to Seattle that summer. Anyway, so yeah, this was actually good. It's quite heavy because it's all metal embellishments. So moving on to my next mixed media projects. Now this one was like playing around. Now I had modeling paste at this time, so I was just playing with the textures, and I had the idea of having like a light, what did I call this? light defeats darkness or something like that. And look, oh, I still have it. I've done this on 2016, April 20. I guess it's April 21, 2016. So it's like a 12 by 12, and kind of happy on how it turned out. I remember I was doing this on my bed, and I was, well, luckily I just played with the modeling paste, so it didn't really made a mess on the bed sheets. Anyway, so that's that. I think the next big project was our wedding this summer. I mean last year summer. Oh my gosh, where did time go? So I have decided to DIY most of the crafting stuff for our wedding. So I have started with a dollar store vase and did a mixed media. Our theme was royal blue, regal purple, vintage gold theme colors, and it's inspired with a little bit of a steampunk and vintage. Yeah, that was that was our wedding motif. So this was the first ever vase, or yeah, I think so. Yeah, this was the first ever vase that I've done mixed media style. So as you can see, it's like all over the place, and I would say it's all over the place because it's so abstract. But anyway, this one is a memorable one too. And then I think I made 4 of these, like design, and then I was going to give away a few centerpieces that I made at our wedding, but it ended up that the guests actually liked what they saw, so I almost didn't have anything left for myself after the wedding. So I was actually happy that people liked my artwork, I guess. And another type of one of my favorite, I'd say, is this. This is also a centerpiece, but it's more cohesive when it comes to the design. It's not as crazy. Now it says in the acrylic paint bottle that it's regal purple, so that's how it looks like, I guess. And this is the vintage gold acrylic paint. So these are all metal embellishment, but this one is just a die cut. I would actually try to link all the items that I've used. I think for my next video I will show you, or I will share to you where I got my items from, like mostly embellishments. So this one I didn't really use an E6000 glue, and now it's coming off, like you see here, which is not good. But yeah, I bought this separately. This base right here, I bought it separately from the thrift store. So in this part I had really used the E6000 glue, and it's not coming off, or it's not going to come apart anytime. So that's my next favorite one. This is actually another favorite of mine. Another wedding centerpiece that I made for obviously our wedding. So yeah, I've used all key embellishments and then the gear cogs, because I feel like that's a little bit vintage and steampunk with my own twist. So yeah, most of the acrylic gems are from the dollar store, like these blue diamond shaped ones, and then the fillers, I think they might be from the dollar store or from IKEA, I can't remember. So yeah, that's another one, and this is actually another item bought from the thrift store. So yes, and the last one that I've made for our wedding was this centerpiece for a head table, which served like our flower vase. Now this is my bouquet, my brooch bouquet. I'm actually happy about this. It only cost me like $100 Canadian when I bought this last year. I was going to make this one too, but as I was looking at the items or materials that I needed, they were more expensive than buying the already made one. So I was happy about this. So yes, that's for the wedding stuff. And then, sorry, I'm looking, it's all over the place here. Here. Next one was my attempt to do a gray monochromatic mixed media art that was inspired by Mariami Small Art. I'm going to leave her YouTube channel link also down below. And yes, I was actually happy about this one. For the most part, it was a little bit challenging because I like colors in my canvas, but this one is, you have to know your shadows, your lights, highlights, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, I don't think this is perfect. It's cohesive enough, I would say. So that's her in a, oh, the lighting is changing. Why? So that's her. This was an old hanging wall art. So I just, instead of throwing it away, I said I'll just do something about it. So I was happy how it turned out. I wasn't really sure of myself if I can do a monochromatic mixed media art, but I did. So the next one is, now this one is, I would say there are times when I felt like I wasn't really inspired to do an artwork, if that made sense. I was inspired with the colors, but it didn't really turn out the way that I wanted it to look. Anyway, but well, here it is. It's not really my favorite, but it's a very abstract mixed media art. This was actually a time when I started watching acrylic pouring painting. Yes, and I tried doing it myself, but it needs a lot of practice. So I just wanted to play around with the red and the black, but in my opinion, I think I can do better, but sometimes it just depends on how you feel that day, I guess. But yeah, this is the not so favorite one. And second to the last one, did I miss anything? No, I didn't. Was this little shadow box project. This was actually a cell phone battery pack that I had for a long time. I have been storing these boxes just for using them for gifts or, you know, future crafts. This is actually, the color scheme was, I don't really know where I got the color scheme from. I think I was inspired by my previous projects, which were the giant dream catcher in teal or turquoise theme, and my other simple bookmarker. Yeah, I'm going to leave the link on that simple bookmarker, turquoise themed, which I did as a gift to one of my close co-workers or close friends. Anyway, so this was my first attempt on doing a shadow box project using a recycled box. So I was happy how it turned out as well. So that's how she is. And for the last part is another shadow box project. And this one I took my time in doing it because first of all it's a bigger canvas, and then I was like, I really wanted to put my whole creativity in this shadow box, which actually turned out pretty good. Like, I was so inspired by one of our Christmas decor with the color schemes of the pink, blue, or violet. I posted that color scheme on my Instagram, so I was like, maybe I should do something about a color scheme like that, because I've never done that color scheme in a long time. Like, the first time I've done it was for a christening gift to one of my coworkers. So yeah, I was so happy, and oh my gosh, you guys, I posted this on Pinterest, and this had the most saved art project that I had since I was posting in Pinterest, and I was so happy, and thank you so much if you are one of them. I was so happy, and I was proud and of myself, because I was like, well, people are seeing my projects, and I hope that they get inspired. Like, all the boards were entitled like art inspiration, mixed media inspiration, or something like that. This is a thrifted wooden box actually. So one thing with this one is I used a matte gel medium that doesn't dry as transparent as I would hope it would be. So that is why there are the white colors all around this outer portion of the box. But other than that, I was so happy how it turned out. Like, this was really, like, it took me like 9 hours to finish this with the drying and stuff. So yes, that is it. I hope you guys find this video interesting, and I hope 2019 will be a year of success and progress to you, because that's how I feel like this 2019 is going to be. Like, I'm going to start going back to school, and I'm going to get my adult grade 12. Now, wait a minute. I actually went to school, okay, in the Philippines. I got my nursing degree, I had my RN license, and then I came here to Canada. But obviously, I didn't really pursue the nursing career, because I just fulfilled it because that's what my family want me to do, because there's no money in art. But this time I'm going to really fulfill what I've been wanting all my life since I was a child, like to pursue a career in art. And this is my first step, because Canada doesn't want a foreigner like me to go to school directly. They wanted you to either take an English exam or take a series of, I don't know, assessments and whatnot. But all in all, if you take your grade 12, then whatever course you would like to pursue, you will be able to get it in Canada, unless otherwise they change the requirements again. But this year will be that year, and then hopefully I'll be taking a college course next year once I'm done the 2 semesters this year. And it is another exciting year, because We are hoping to start our family, obviously, and yes, it's a very exciting year. Anyway, because I'm going to be busy, I don't know how the school schedule will be like, but I'd still try my best to post every Tuesday. It's GMT -6 or -6. That's our time zone that I always upload my videos and my blog. And if you want to follow me on my Instagram, it's also Clynis Creations. You will have an update of what's happening, or my current projects, or what's happening in my life. And I would see you in the next one. Bye!